Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I'm very proud to present SB 1138, a bill that would designate one day in each year as Space Day in California. Space exploration in the U.S. began in January 31, 1958, when the first vehicle was sent into space. It was a satellite that was designed here in California by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Since then, we've seen lots of investment in California be put in different areas of space exploration development. But also, California is the leader in the nation in the amount of observatories, in the amount of notable and important observatories, especially I think California boasts 4 of the best, the nation's best college observatories. Space exploration, space technology, there's a space economy, and California is a leader in the world in those areas. I thought it is important to bring attention to space exploration, space sciences, by designating a space day in California. We even thought of including in this bill an opportunity to shut off the lights during a specified time in California to encourage better observation. We think there is value in allowing kids in urban areas to see the stars. We think it's important for people in a community to have a connection with the nature around them. We think initially we included that in the bill. We've been meeting with different stakeholders to see what are ways that everyone can participate in reducing light pollution in our state. What are ways that we can all come together as a state to encourage, observation of space, studies of space. We think the most prudent way to begin this effort is to encourage people, to create an encouragement for people to work with their local schools, work with their observatories, work with local governments to find ways to do that. We want to move forward with this bill with the condition that we create an emphasis on that while making it a recommendation more than a requirement. I have been very pleased to meet with different people of various industries, of different governments, of different agencies that have come forward with ideas that I think are going to be very constructive in allowing us to accomplish some of these goals, some of the goals that we envision in the bill. In addition to that, interestingly enough, we found in doing our research for the bill that a lot of government buildings, a lot of government agencies leave the lights on at night in their government buildings. Not only is this a waste of taxpayer dollars, but it's also unnecessary light pollution that enters the atmosphere. So something good is coming out of our effort here, in addition to what we envision as to create not only a space day and encourage people to see the stars and allow them to see the stars, but we're looking that this can have a positive effect of saving taxpayer dollars and also allowing for energy efficiency efforts to be undertaken, at least beginning with the state, and then encourage local governments to do the same by adding language there to accomplish that. So I'd like to let everyone know that I will be deleting SB 1138's current requirement mandating that all entities, both public and private, dim or turn off the lights between 9 and 10 p.m. Instead, I will adopt the committee consultant's recommendation that the governor instead encourage all entities to dim or turn off lights between 9 and 10 p.m. We are aligning the bill with the National Space Day date in May, so there would not be confusion, and that we can partner with the National Space Day's efforts to encourage viewing and educate our youth, and to encourage programs that encourage people to connect with nature around them. When I was a kid, we could see the stars. And today I walk outside my house and that is not possible. And I feel responsibility to that, to my son. You know, my son has developed a keen interest in astronomy, and he sits down with me on a daily basis and talks to me about all that he's learning about astronomy and what's up in the sky that he wishes that he could show me. And we have gone to different parts of the state just to view stars, and it's amazing to me that in those places where we tout the best star viewing, you can't even see the stars in those places anymore as well. And it is a shame that California, with its rich history and traditions of encouraging space education and space exploration, that we have very few parts of our state in which we can actually see the stars. I've been working with youth because of my son, and he's the one that's inspired me to do more in this area. And you know, Ian couldn't be here today, but you know, I promised him that I work very hard on this bill, and that we would do everything we can to ensure that maybe one day he and his classmates can go out one day in some part of California and see the stars. So, you know, I want to simply ask for your support today with those amendments, taking on the committee's amendments, working with all of you and the constituents in our state to see what we can do to advance this important area of research for our state, and also call attention to the fact that space exploration is very important, critical to California's economy, and we are currently seeing new companies like SpaceX, and I can name a whole list of companies that are out there that are working hard to continue that research, continue that connection with space. And I think we should support them as well, as I know this legislature has expressed an interest to do so. So in that, I have some members of the community here. We have Lonnie Robinson and Jack Sales that would like to add their support to this bill in their comments, if the chair will allow them.
Yes, yes. Please, who would like to go first?
I'll go. I'll go first if I can talk. Is this on?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Chair and committee. I'm here in enthusiastic support of SB 1138. Senator Gabby Giffords stated, or likes to say, that the night sky, the natural dark night sky, is one of our most important natural resources. I have been involved with the International Dark Sky Association for over 20 years, the Illuminating Engineering Society of North America for the same time, and the Sacramento Valley Astronomical Society for the same time, actually more. I'm also involved with, or a member of the Stockton Astronomical Society and a group up in Nevada City, and I think I'm an honorary member of 2 or 3 other astronomy clubs in the area. During that time, I've testified, consulted, and supported on a number of city and county ordinances in Northern California, as well as working with the California Energy Commission, testifying there. We, myself and my wife and others, have traveled the length and breadth of California, outreaching information about good lighting that saves the night sky and preserves it. And it's always encouraging the excitement of young people, and knowing that that looking at the stars is a very, very important part of becoming interested in science. In one of the outreaches I did, or work I did, was supporting the Davis Outdoor Lighting Ordinance. And when I was testifying and working with one of the other people, a physics professor from Sac State, he mentioned that the night sky is a free teaching aid that we are losing and we have lost in this area. As founding the first chapter in California, I set a goal that every person should be able to walk outside at night, look up, and see the Milky Way. There's no reason we can't. and that's very important for our students to do. And you can do that this evening in Tucson from the middle of town. My counterpart in Southern California also had a poster that said, "Amateur astronomy is a gateway to science education." And I would add to that, a gateway to STEM, and that's one of the things we're concerned about is STEM and getting young people involved with that. I'm kind of counter to what we're looking at here. I prefer October as many other
Sir, we're going to just give us
Thank you.
another, yeah. Well, you can take 30 seconds, though, to close if you like.
No, that's all right. I'm just mainly here to urge you to move on.
Well, we're going to
Very
make sure we
exciting,
move on.
Very exciting and important to supporting STEM.
Absolutely. Thank you for your testimony, sir.
Hi, my name is Lonnie Robinson. I'm here from the Sacramento Valley Astronomical Society, SAVAS. I'm the vice president, and we're a nonprofit organization, and part of our charter is working with the STEM students of the high school, which is the science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's been a real thrill to us because we are always asked to support the outreach programs and bring our telescopes and let these young children come out and view the heavens sometimes for the very first time. It's a little disappointing with the skies the way they are. Luckily, we have Jupiter and Saturn we can look at, which is bright enough. We have one galaxy that's bright enough, which is Andromeda, but the rest of it is just about gone. You can't see very much from the city lights. And it's been really exciting with the STEM to see the interaction between the teachers. It's a very, very successful program that's brought the attention to work in conjunction with the teacher to the student. They come out with some of the darndest questions. They'll come out and we have to study to make sure we know enough about it to answer these questions that they have been prompted to ask us. We also operate Blue Canyon Observatory, and the light pollution has begun to invade in that area also. The sky glow from Sacramento is increasing all the time. We're in total support of the SB 1138, really looking forward to celebrating a day a year that we could bring all these things to the public's attention. And I think just an interesting, Jack here is part of the IDA, the International Dark Sky Association, and we're all pushing for the lights to be pointed down, to be shaded, to be directed in one direction, and we're pushing for the new LED technology, which not only saves energy and it is a good quality light that doesn't seem to pollute the skies so much. Skies are full of dust and water vapor, and the lights illuminate that part and prevent us from viewing the sky. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Loper, and yes.
Dennis Loper for SpaceX in support of the bill. We're sorry that we're late in getting our support up. Like Ms. Boma, we're just behind. But we support legislation that encourages exploration of space. We particularly support the fact that this is pointed at helping young people get further interested in space. I will remind Senator Hall, who's our senator, that we use colleges in his district to recruit our employees, and we give them materials so that they can refine their interest in recruiting, so that when we build our rockets, we're using the best people in Southern California. We are proud of the fact that our rockets are built from ground to when they're ready to fly in Hawthorne, California, and we support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Others in favor of the bill, please come forward and state your name, organization, position. Seeing none, those in opposition, please come forward.
Senator, how are you? Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Javier Gonzalez here on behalf of the California Restaurant Association. First, we would like to acknowledge and commend Senator Wessel for his commitment to raise awareness about space science and exploration. We had submitted a letter of opposition. We appreciate and thank Senator Wessel for meeting with us and listening to our concerns Now that we've heard that he has taken the committee amendment, we will, at that time, once the language is in print, we'll evaluate and consider removing our opposition. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Yes.
Nicole Rice, California Manufacturers and Technology Association. We're in the same position as the Restaurants Association, and we thank the senator for working with us, and we look forward to seeing the language in print.
Thank you.
Marty Fisher, California Chamber of Commerce, same. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Aaron Moreno, California Growth Association, same thing.
Very well. Thank you.
Yolanda Benson on behalf of the California Asian Pacific Chamber of Commerce. We're very excited about ensuring that we're talking about space and space exploration. Obviously, space and aerospace put us on the map, created the innovation we have today, and that's what we hope that bill is, and we would remove our opposition with the amendments.
Thank you.
Good morning. Angie Minetti with the California Retailers Association. Also echoing the comments of my colleagues, and will be removing opposition, and certainly thank the senator as well for hearing out our concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others in opposition? Seeing none, questions, comments, concerns from the members? Mr. Vidak.
Senator, I was really looking at this bill really hard, and then with the mandate, I was going to have a hard time supporting it. But now, without the mandate and encouragement, I really like that. Except where I live, I would not ask for a mandate, but encourage that this would be done during the summer or have alternate days, because it gets foggy where I live, and it wouldn't work for us. And on a cloudy day, rainy day, storms. I mean, California is very diverse and has a very large weather system. And so I would just encourage that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Senator Gaines, then Senator Hill.
Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Senator Hueso, for bringing this forward, and thank you for accepting the amendments, because I was just concerned about the mandate aspect. But I think the fact that you're promoting dark skies and space and that connection to the environment, I think, is really healthy. And I got a lot of childhood memories backpacking when we could see the Milky Way and a lot of the constellations, and it was incredible watching shooting stars and things of that nature. So encourage you to move forward, and if you ever want to come up to my district, the Lake Tahoe, Donner Lake area, there's some beautiful opportunities for stargazing.
Thank you, and if I could just respond, adding the mandate was very important. It was very important to engage people in the community about how this would affect them, because I think it's important for us to try everything at our disposal to fight for something that's worthy of fighting for. And it was very educational for us. Something good came out of it. A lot of good came out of that. Again, we're gonna move forward with state efficiency measures. We're gonna add some language that would encourage the use of certain technologies that would help reduce light pollution. We have enough technology for us to start making a dent at reducing that light pollution in the atmosphere, and I'm very encouraged that this bill will have an impact on doing that for the betterment of our state and you know, all the people that benefit from viewing the stars, including science. California needs to be an important place for that science to grow and to flourish. And that's what our goals are. So thank you for your comments. As far as the date, I don't like the May date either, but it's a date established by the federal government. It's hard to have competing dates. It would create confusion. I agree that a summer date would be good. I hear that maybe September is probably some of the best viewing times. That is also, but for the meantime, you know, we thought, to reduce confusion, to partner with other initiatives, going with the May date would be somewhat it makes more sense than not. But thank you.
Okay, Senator Hill.
The stars, never see them living in the Bay Area, and just miss it. Some people say my head's in the stars all the time anyway, but it'll be nice to be able to see them. I'll move the bill, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Or that's in the clouds, I guess my head is. Move the bill, Mr. Chair.
I feel like I'm in the stars already. I'm amongst stars.
You are a star. You are a star.
Would you like to close?
Yeah, just maybe with a word of caution.
And just for the record, the amendments, Mr. Berryhill asked what the amendments were. Instead of mandating, it's encouraged.
Yes.
Very well. Senator, please.
Just, I saw a video not long ago about the pollution in China being so bad that people couldn't see the sunrise or sunset anymore. And that because it was contributing to so much depression and in China, that they decided to put up large televisions like billboards that showed the sun coming up and setting every day. They're using technology for a different purpose, and that's to create an artificial environment. I hope that California doesn't move in that direction. As we continue to grow as a state, as our communities begin to grow, that we find ways to be mindful of the fact that having a connection with the environment around us is very important. And more said in big cities than our rural communities. Our rural communities have the pleasure of being surrounded by nature and having the pleasure of being raised in that environment. In big cities, our children don't have that pleasure. And that's why this bill, I think, will call attention to that for future years. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator. I believe Senator Hill, he moved the bill, but he left. Senator Hernandez moves the bill. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Motion is due pass as amended and re-refer to the Governance and Finance Committee. Hall.
Aye.
Hall, aye. Berryhill. Aye. Berryhill, aye. Block. Block, aye. Gaines. Aye. Gaines, aye. Galgiani. Galgiani, aye. Glazer. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Hill. Waso. Aye. Waso, aye. Lara. McGuire. Aye. McGuire, aye. Renner. Vidak.
Aye.
Vidak, aye. None.
Okay, that bill has 9. We'll keep the roll open for the absent members. Senator Leno, SB 1285.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good to see you, committee members. This bill, which has no opposition, is a district bill for San Francisco. And despite San Francisco's raging economy and all systems go, there are certain less than central neighborhoods with commercial corridors that are struggling, less often visited by tourists. And
I have to disagree with you. No one's struggling in San Francisco.
I would never disagree there. There are some neighborhoods doing less vibrant commercial activity than others, but what this bill will do is allow the ABC to be able to issue no more than 28 newly created distinct types of liquor licenses, and this would be a neighborhood-restricted, non-transferable liquor license. And because we have limitations as to the number of liquor licenses that can be issued in any particular area, we have reached concentration, and the only way for a restaurant in one of these targeted commercial areas to obtain a liquor license would be to purchase one that's already in existence, could be upwards of $300,000, which is just unsustainable for a small neighborhood concern. So again, without any opposition to the bill, this would not shortcut any of the community process so that neighbors would be able to step forward, issue any concerns through the ABC's deliberation. I would ask for your aye vote.
Very good. We have witnesses in support. Senator.
Yes.
You may begin.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Ben Van Houten from the San Francisco Office of Economic and Workforce Development. Under the direction of Mayor Ed Lee, our office focuses on business development and workforce development and neighborhood economic development, among other programs for the city and county of San Francisco. We're proud to sponsor this bill. As Senator Leno stated, and I want to thank him for his leadership on this issue, there are neighborhoods in San Francisco where it can be a challenge to be a restaurant, and it can be a challenge to to attract restaurants to areas that have vacancies that really could benefit from increased commercial activity. This bill is innovative for California, but it's modeled off of a successful program that was developed in Massachusetts for the city of Boston. Boston was facing similar challenges. Liquor licenses there are actually going for upwards of $400,000 apiece, so that's an indicator maybe of where San Francisco is headed. But this bill creates a set of licenses to help strengthen existing businesses in our target neighborhoods and attract new businesses to these neighborhoods. It's a win-win for small businesses and for neighborhoods. I want to also acknowledge the technical assistance and feedback from the ABC and from the San Francisco Police Department, who've been really helpful in working on this bill. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Javier Gonzalez with the California Restaurant Association. We are in support of SB 1285 as it would create a new specific type of license for underactivated neighborhood commercial corridors or areas which would benefit restaurants. As we all know, there's a secondary market in San Francisco, which right now a license type 47 for general on-sale restaurant eating establishment license can go up for sale for upwards of $300,000, which is unattainable for a small restaurant that happens to be outside of the vibrant parts of the city of San Francisco. And so this would incentivize those small businesses that are outside of the city or those who are considering opening new restaurants, outside of the main areas to open new restaurants. This would help them, give them the tools that they need in order to be successful and compete with other restaurants. So we strongly urge your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members. Family Winemakers of California in support.
Very good. Thank you. Any other witnesses in support? Any witnesses in opposition? Seeing none, questions, comments, concerns from the members? Senator Gaines.
I want to thank Senator Leno for bringing this forward. Just a question in terms of, you have a sense of what the liquor license pricing would be as a result of the new permits?
The ABC fees would still be in place somewhere around $13,000.
Okay. Wow, that's a huge differential.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Bill's been, Senator, would you like to close?
In support of job creation and economic growth, I ask for your aye vote.
Absolutely. Thank you, Senator. The bill has been moved by Senator McGuire. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Motion is due pass and re-refer to appropriations. Hall?
Aye.
Hall, aye. Berryhill? Berryhill, aye. Block? Block, aye. Gaines? Gaines, aye. Galgiani? Galgiani, aye. Glazer? Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Hill? Waso? Lara? McGuire? McGuire, aye. Runner? Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak, aye. Currently has 8.
Okay, that bill has 8. We'll keep the roll open for absent members.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You bet.
Committee members.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Hancock.